Welcome to Top Shit 122. Before I carry on with the Powerplay stuff, I should show you this. This trailer was dropped yesterday, June the 3rd, and it is the new Era. Elite Dangerous Odyssey has been announced. You can see here we have space legs, we have guns that could be first-person shooting. You'll notice the atmosphere. Well, the sky is blue, so could that be atmospheric landings? The planet itself seems to be rendered in a new and more detailed way. So they're using new tech. And this is all pre-alpha footage. Look at how we have jetpacks. And that Anaconda is landing at a very small and unique base. So could that be player bases? So this comes at the beginning of 2021. It will be free to all lifetime expansion pack owners, and to tell you the truth, it has caused an awful lot of excitement. Now, I will return you to my Powerplay walkthrough. Good evening, Internet, and welcome to Top Shift. We are still doing Powerplay, as you can see here with my wonderful new white, Imperial White Asp. As this commander is now fully in for the Duvals, I thought it might be apt for her to have a completely white Imperial livery. However, the main problem that I do have is, of course, the Asp Explorer isn't exactly a Imperial ship. I think I will have to do a little bit of extra work, get her rank up to Baron, and get an Imperial Clipper for her, because, let's be honest, that is the quintessential Imperial vessel, I think. I mean, everyone goes on about the Cutter, which is the most expensive, but I digress. We are back for Powerplay. Now, obviously, since the last time I've done this, our particular faction has not done as well as the others. She slipped yet another place. So originally when I joined she was first, now she's third. I hope it's not my fault. But as we can see, last time we went over the control phase, and as you can see there's an awful lot of controlling that's going on, and that is actually one of the reasons why we're falling behind, is because we're not fortifying enough systems. Then effectively what's happening is that our costs from our control system are going up and cutting down on our profits. So our balance at the end of the cycle, the Powerplay cycle, is less because we didn't fortify all our systems. Now, there is a reason why I'm in this particular fortification system. It's absolutely fortified, that's fine. However, I'm not actually after doing any fortification here. Today, I'm looking at places where I can undermine. Now that means going to another power. In this case, we'll be going to Felicia Winters, because she's the closest, and checking out her controls. And you can see there's quite a few here that have a lot of controls. Now, what we do in order to do this, in order to undermine an opposing power, is we have this undermining task networking. So you disrupt the President Felicia's logistics by destroying federal couriers in the system and handing in confirmation of any kills and contacts to our control systems. Now, undermining happens both in control and in expansion, and you can see she's got 3 expansion efforts going on there, but also there are existing control systems which we can undermine if we need to. Now, I'm looking through some of these, and you can actually see that the trigger for undermining is actually a lot higher than you are for fortification. So the controlling power does have an advantage. But having a look round, does seem to be that one that we could do. Now, one of the other, you can do something similar for expansion. Again here, oh, look at this. I don't think she's going to be able to expand into Dushk, because she might be on 108, 104%, but all her opponents, and this tends to happen, have banded together, and there's now 1,017% against her. Again, it's whichever numbers are highest will perform the action at the end, which in this case will mean that she's not going to get that system. Now, this is Undermining, and I should point out that Undermining is different from this other thing called fifth columning. So what we're going to do actually is we will find a small system, 18, well, that one's already done. The one we could scare people with. Oh, there we go. This system here. As you can see, they haven't. That particular power hasn't done any expansion whatsoever, and at the moment, nobody's done any undermining on there. So that would be an ideal place to start undermining. So, if I view that on the map, and we then plot a route. So that's a 2. What we're going to do is we're going to go to this particular system and start being a pirate, because that's effectively what you're going to be. You're going to be, you're not even going to be a pirate, you're going to be a murder hobo. Now, there is a difference between, this is where the superpowers come in. If I go to the overview here, right, Felicia Winters, obviously a federal, which is different from the Empire. Now, if I had selected a fellow Empire power, and I wanted to undermine any particular people, so this one is particularly under threat. The Blueprint's Hair Princess is under threat at the moment. If you look, we have to undermine her by liberating her program materials from her guardianships. Now, this is different. What you have to do is you actually have to pirate properly, and that means you have to use hatch breakers. You cannot destroy the enemy ship, though, or the opposing ship here. You actually have to do piracy, and then scoop up whatever's remaining. Now that's going to be interesting. I'm going to give that a try in a future point, but it just goes to show that there's a difference when you have a power which is aligned to, and the same superpower, if you like, is different from other superpowers. So effectively, there is more variety than is first apparent. Now, the main problem that I think a lot of people had is a lot of people jumped to Edward Mahan first, because the majority of people liked playing the Alliance because they're nice, peaceful, and technically the good guys. However, when you look at Control, basically all he did was deliver and deliver and deliver, and that, for all three of them, all three of his actions, all you were doing was moving stuff about. And I think that was one of the things that everybody contributed. That's what contributed to its reputation of a delivery simulator, a postman simulator, instead of something more interesting. Again, I have to point out that this game mode doesn't really work if you try and lone wolf this. At this moment in time, I have on my other stream a Discord channel that has a lot of people who are all pledged to the same power. And what happens on that is they're always discussing tactics. They're always analysing what is the best system to go after, and what is the best pickings, if you like. Now, without this bit of social interaction, Powerplay becomes a lot more difficult and a lot less engaging. And again, I just have to emphasize that this game mode needs player groups behind the powers, or players cooperating behind the powers, because otherwise it doesn't really work. It is a realm versus realm game mode. You know, ironically, it doesn't really affect the whole galactic civilization in the background. It's all quiet, it's all under the table. Doesn't really affect the the background galactic simulation, the BGS. You do get some bonuses, but anyway, what I'm going to do is I will fly to Alicia Winter Systems, and I'm going to start creating havoc. So I'm going to cut out the journey, and I'll be back with you in a bit. Right, well, looking at this, I have decided that maybe it might be a bit better to go after a different system. Now we've got the control system here. I think, is it that one? No, there's one round here that it's about 16 light years away. Here we are, Sanus, which is under threat, and a lot of people are already hitting it. It's already being undermined here. One thing to point out is that poor Felicia Winters already has had one system cancelled. Now, this means that they're unable to fortify it. It hasn't been undermined, but it has the fortification has been cancelled. So that means that it's going to cost them an extra 26 CC for the next turn. So if we can get another system cancelled, or even better, undermined, that's going to throw her out for this cycle. So, viewing this system on the map, nice and easy, never been there before, all ready to go. You'll also notice that I have already a 12,000 bounty against me, so that means if any Felicia Winter player gets me, they get 12 grand. So it kind of encourages some PvP. I've already done a couple of it. I actually haven't fought and won anybody yet. I've just managed to escape. But even just managing to escape certainly gets the blood pumping. So you'll see here I've gone and changed my asp to Imperial White, because I just feel that that's what it should be. And you'll also notice that the two the logo at the front, that is now my factions. Oh, look, the Imperial Courier. Oh no, sorry, Clipper. My main has one of those, and at the moment I'm discovering that it sure as heck goes through Thargoid Scouts quite well when it's A-rated. Now, I actually have to point something out, because this is something quite interesting in Powerplay. Because Sanus is only 16 light years away, it means that a lot of systems will overlap between this one and Sanus. Now, all those systems that are overlapped don't count for either power. So if we are able to get rid of Sanus, it means that this particular system, the which one we're in, LTT 2667, becomes even richer towards our power.
Frameshift drive charging.
sneaky suspicion this will be one of those systems which is fully scanned. Yeah, there we are. So I'm not going to get any credits from the scan. And let us start. Allen Ring will probably... There'll probably be spaceships flying around there. And then we can start looking. Don't really want to start hanging around the nav beacon because enemy patrols are quite thick around there. So get the FSD interdictor ready. So there's already 3 security vessels in the area. Nope, that's not what we're after. Even though it's tempting to go after a T6. As I said before, we are after... Control. You disrupt the Shadow President Fleece's logistics network by destroying federal courier ships in the system. Now you will see, eventually, oh, please don't let it be a Type 9. Damn. That's one of them. Problem is, I don't think my poor ass will be able to take a T9. Flying Dutchman, Federal Courier, that's the one we want. Go. It's a struggle. On the way. Got something after me. Taking this T9 on whether I want to or not. Oh. No, that's not going to work. And escape. Well, that didn't work out how I wanted. And an extra £1,000 on the 1,000 credits on the bounty. Right. Rule number 1: don't take on a wing, as the wingman comes and helps. And the other thing is, I can't dock at any of these stations now because I have a bound. Oh, actually, I'm not wanted. So we now start flying around again looking for a new target. Only this one I might be able to handle. Cobra by Cobra's by itself a T6, maybe a T7, not a T9. One thing that I've also noticed is enemy ships, when you're doing this, are a lot more armoured than when pirates attack you at the same level. And it's gone very quiet. Oh, there's a ship. Fer-de-Lance. No! Let's just say, let's leave the Fer-de-Lance alone. If it comes after me, then we run away. Should we risk the nav beacon? We'll risk the nav beacon if we don't get anything. Oh, hello, another ship. It's a dolphin. I don't think passenger vessels count. Francis Calduck. No. Oh, another one. No. Federal Courier. That might do. Type 7. Wing of 3. Right. We're going to go and try and take out the Eagles, I think, here. This will be interesting. Just taking out the Eagles will be good enough. Get behind him. I'm so not used to being a pirate. I'm really not. And go. It does show the advantage of flying in wings in this game. Even NPCs have an advantage over you. I got you. Come here. There we go. One. 10,000 for a murder of a federal courier. Oh, it's got a shield thing. Take the T7 out. Notice that I've gone and changed my power setups so that... Uh-oh. So can I get the frame shift? He's gonna get away. Ah, damn. Still. By getting those 2 eagles, I've got 60 power play points, which isn't too bad. And considering I'm at 39%, it might be an idea to bug out. So, let's see. Oh, I don't know what's up here with my... back to the map. Oh, damn it. I've completely lost where I was. Oh, there we are. Back to that.
Frameshift drive charging.
So that's me made a small contribution to undermine Felicia Winters, and I'll be coming back here again and again until I've made a bit of a difference. 60 points is hardly anything, but and also I feel a bit dirty because it's the first bit of murder hoboing I've ever done. Now, it also means that if there are any federal agents flying about this system, I've got a bounty for 36,000. Oh my goodness. Actually, it's 47 when you include the other one from Lee Yong-ri. So basically, I'm worth a bit of cash now. This big target on my back. So what we'll do is we'll check this bounty, we cash these vouchers in and see what damage that's done. Ooh. Well, that's 3, that's fine. It's a cruise ship. One thing that you end up tending to do is once you have these bounties against you, you end up being a little bit more on edge because bounty hunters do come after you. It's a bit of an issue because they'll come after you and you are clean, so they will open fire, and of course they're the one, as long as you don't open fire first, they're the ones that get a bounty, and then it's absolutely fine for you to wipe them out. Just don't get caught in the system that you wanted. So that's going to be it for the control portion of Powerplay. Quite simply, control is you fortify your own systems and you try and undermine others, and also it has potential for valid PvP. So obviously, if you see a player who is hostile to you as a power, it is technically it's kind of unwritten rule that yes, you can go after them if you want, and they shouldn't have any rights to complain because that's what they signed up for.
Lincoln, Charlie, Hotel, uniform. Please follow docking procedures, Commander, and enjoy your stay.
Let's let the autopilot do its work. One of the advantages of using one of the new autopilots is that you can just sit back and relax and enjoy the views as your ship comes in, which I'm finding quite Quite relaxing, really, letting the computer do the strain. Do like that view.
We will be forced to respond to aggressive actions. For peace of mind, please stow ship weapons while inside the door.
You're on the deck. Ground crew dispatch.
Right.
Enjoy your stay at our facility, Commander.
Now, obviously, if I was going to do this piracy business properly, I would probably have a different ship. Now, you'll notice there I lost over 31 grand in just repair costs alone. So, wonder how much of that I'll get back. Demol appropriate. 5,900 credits. So overall, a loss of over 30, of about 30,000 credits due to battle damage. So, as I keep on saying, Powerplay isn't something you use to get rich. So, if we go back to the Galactic Power, we'll go back to Felicia and have a look at her control. %. Great. Only another another 83 runs like that to go. and I'll have caused problems. Still, every little helps, as they say. And I think that, for the moment, will be it for this. Oh, hang on. Let's just see what my ratings have gone up to. My ratings almost gone up to almost 1,000. So that means that next week I'll have at least 500 merits. So it won't take that long to get to maintain my rating 3. I think rating 3 in this size of ship is probably quite manageable. But I still have to do missions every now and again just to top my funds up. But that's it for this particular part of Powerplay. Next session we'll be looking at expansion, assuming of course that we have an expansion going on. If not, then it'll be Undermining an expansion, which will probably be very similar to this. But thanks for joining me, and until next time.